Hello, Year 12 Method students. This is a presentation that I'm making for you on the application of functions. Now, the application of functions gives some kind of more difficult practical problems related to working with functions, and it's mainly in exercise 1H. Now, I've picked out a question from 1H, question 6, and it's on page 52. So here we have some kind of a composite area made of maybe a rectangle or two rectangles squeezed together. And what we know is that the perimeter for this shape is always 160. Now that would mean halfway around from there up to there, that would be 80. So x plus y would be 80. And the first part of this question is find the area in terms of x. Alrighty, so if we said, well, the area would have to be, now we could say, alright, it's going to be two rectangles, or we could even say it's one big rectangle. Take away this part here. So we could say the area for the whole thing is x times y, take away. Now the area for this rectangle here, well, if it is 12 on one side of this rectangle, this part here would be y minus 20, or x minus, or 12. So we could say, I think what I'll do is I'll say 12 times y minus 20. Now, if we do this, what I can then say is this will be minus 12 plus 240. I've expanded this bracket here. Now let's see, I need an expression in place of y. Now, if we go y is equal to 80 minus x, I can say x is equal to 80 minus x minus 12, 80 minus x plus 240. Now that'll give me 80x minus x squared plus, that's a minus 960, and minus 12 times x is 12x plus 240. So if I group all these together, minus x squared, well, there'll be minus x squared. 80x plus 12x is 92x, and minus 960 plus 240 is minus 720. So there we go with the first part. Now the next part of this problem says state a suitable domain for x. So imagine this shape here, so it's a kind of a composite shape. Now, the thinnest it can be is we can change the x and the y values, but the thinnest it can be is 20. So if we changed it so it was a long shape here with a 20 on the bottom, that would mean that if x plus y was equal to 80, it would have to be 60 on the side. Now imagine another alternative. The thinnest it can be is 12. So what if we made it, the thinnest it could be is 12. That would have to mean that the longest it could be, now let's see, 80 minus 12 is 68. That would mean that the x values could be between 12 and 60. So a suitable domain for this problem would be from 12 to 60. Okay, part C says sketch the graph of a versus x. So that means if we had x on the bottom, what would the area of this graph be? Now we worked out before it was minus x squared plus 92x minus 720. Now remember that we have a domain here between 12 and 60. So that when I sketch it, I'll get a couple of points here. So there'll be 12 there, 60 up there, and somewhere in the middle there'll be a maximum. And the reason I know that is this is a negative parabola. So let's see, if I put in a, and in place of x, what about I put in 12? So that will be minus 12 squared plus 92 times 12 minus 720, which is equal to 240. So the area of the whole thing when x is equal to 12 is 240. Now what if we put in x equals 60, which is the biggest value x could possibly be? Now when we do that, that'll be minus 60 squared plus, what was it? 92 times 60 minus 720. Now when we do that, the area is equal to 1,200. So over here 240, and at this particular value it is 1,200. Now somewhere in here is a turning point. Now that's the part D that we have to work out. It says, so if we have to find the maximum area and then find the values of x and y for this equation. Now let's see, if the area is minus x squared plus 92x minus 720, well, how can we find the maximum? Well, that would mean we'd have to differentiate and find the 80x, would be minus 2x plus 92. Now, okay, if we differentiated like we did before, and at the maximum area, the 80x is equal to 0, therefore 0 would be equal to minus 2x plus 92, and we'd have to say, well, that would mean 2x is equal to 92, which means x would be equal to 46. Now if we knew that y was equal to 80 minus x, y would have to be equal to 80 minus 46, which means y would have to be equal to 34. And if we put into the area what 46 would be, that will be minus 46 squared plus 92 times 46 minus 720. And the area when x was equal to 46 would be 1,396. Alrighty, well, I hope that helps with some of the application questions. If you do have any concerns, please ask me in class. I'll see you then.